when I said January, it reminded me today, which is the 17th for anyone that doesn't know. So Sunday might be one of the best days of birthdays of the year. At least top 5.
Who you got?
I was driving in the car and she's over here announcing all the birthdays. I'm like,
Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali, the GOAT.
Yeah.
Jim Carrey, another GOAT.
Yeah.
Michelle Obama, Betty White, Cleveland's own Steve Harvey.
You better not forget the guy.
D Wade.
No.
Ray J.
Yeah, that's my guy.
Hey, shout out to Ray J.
Lil Jon.
Okay.
And then this one is all time too. A gentleman by the name of James Earl Jones.
You might have heard of him.
I mean, you talk about like a legendary day of birthdays in all different like avenues. If you're
like touches,
if you're into Kid Rock, it's also Kid Rock's birthday. But I mean,
you deliberately disobey me. That's my guy right there.
Is that you doing Mufasa right there?
Yeah. my only 2 lines from Lion King. You deliberately disobey me.
You need to call Omar Miller and see about the voice acting.
Yeah, he the king of that.
Oh, kingdom.
It's not bad. It's not bad.
That's an all-time day of birthdays. Is Muhammad Ali the GOAT for you guys, by the way?
Yeah, absolutely. I do try to separate the athlete from just the personal stuff that a person handles. You know, we had that conversation about Kareem Hunt being able to come back on the Browns squad after doing what he did when he was a member of the Chiefs and got let go, and the NFL reinstated him. I mean, there's tons of stories out there, and my whole thing is I try to keep my eyes closed to what's done outside of the realm of what you do, because that's not for my entertainment. What you do on the football field and the boxing ring, that stuff's for my entertainment. However, when it comes to Muhammad Ali, Cassius Clay, and he just the blueprint and the footprint that he left, not only in the boxing ring and for fighters, but for the world, for athletes, and for just the common man, is unbelievable. It's remarkable, and in a lot of ways, definitely for boxing, it'll never be done again. I'm just doing the best that I can, and I'm hoping that I can scratch the surface, but I can't really think of any other athletes out there who've been able to do what Muhammad Ali was able to do. And so that's why, for me, he's the GOAT, because innovative in the ring, had a one-of-a-kind type of style that we've seen hundreds of athletes try to emulate. And outside of the ring, not that he didn't have anything that was, he wasn't spotless. However, he was amazing, and I think he left an everlasting impression as long as this world turns, which is why he's my GOAT.
Same. Change the world inside out of the ring, inside and outside the ring.
What about you, Ant?
My GOAT in the ring is TBE. I got to go Floyd Mayweather.
I was going to say, who's TBE?
Outside the ring, he got the BS. I don't prove the BS he do outside the ring. I just felt like in the ring, he was a technician. I respect it. I felt like he smacked everybody.
Yeah.
I've seen him live. It's hard for me to say Muhammad Ali because I didn't see Muhammad Ali.
Yeah,
I could watch tape and all that stuff, but it was not like it when it was live. I gotta say Floyd Mayweather.
Isn't that one of Floyd's arguments? Is that at some point he can't be the greatest. Somebody's gonna do better than he did.
There's always somebody that's gonna break your records.
Yeah,
per se.
And boxing especially, it's difficult to really zero in on one guy because it's difficult in any sport. Let me say that. Yeah. But in boxing, there's different weight classes, there's different styles, so it's really tough to. It's kind of like pound for pound rankings, which we'll get into. But with that, it's tough to really like zero in on one guy, and it's like, oh well, he fought that well at heavyweight. This guy was doing it at 47, so it's tough. But I got Ali.
If Tyson Fury keep up what he's doing and run through the next 3 or 4 fights, you can put him up there as greatest of all time. I mean, that's some people will say.
No.
I mean, not me. No, I wouldn't say it. I'm just saying.
Well, I
some
mean,
people will argue
even for him, I mean, I'm not big on. I wrote some notes down today. I'm not big on what everybody refers to as a resume. I'm not big on the resume, you know. And but when you talk
some
about
people say you got the greatest resume at 147.
What I was going to say
that
when people talk about resumes, they always say that Tyson Fury does not have a better resume than a lot of fighters out there. I think now, even if he were to beat Deontay Wilder again and maybe even beat Anthony Joshua, who they're projecting they could have upwards to 2, if not 3 fights, I still don't think that that's enough to even consider him a GOAT. I spelled it right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got that one. You just feel like it's not enough competition at heavyweight.
Yeah, there's not enough competition. Longevity too. I think when you consider a GOAT, I think the biggest attribute is longevity. How long were you able to reign? How long were you able to do what you were doing, and people were able to see it? You know.
How do you feel about Floyd? A lot of people say Floyd fought all his guys on the back end of their career. Do you feel like that takes away from his greatness?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I think that my understanding of what a fighter is, at the end of the day, the guy across the ring for me is equipped to do the same things that I do. You know, you have to take Conor McGregor out of that equation.
Yeah.
Everybody that he's been in the ring with was a fighter, you know, and I understand that some guys weren't the same age that he fought him at, or they had been in a couple of wars, so on and so forth. But the dude he's the only fighter we'll ever see have one style and completely change into a completely different style and use that style and be just as dominant as he was using a completely different style than he had as an amateur, as a young man, and then even as a grown man in professional boxing. So I mean, with that being said, you could talk about his opposition, but what about him? You know, he's somebody who's literally went from one complete style to a totally different style and was unstoppable with both. And with that being said, boom.
Yeah, and I think the argument that people make sometimes is a little, they try to pull from an extreme that they'll find like 1 or 2 fights that fit that narrative, but then like you look at his resume, he fought, I'm sure somebody knows the number, X amount of world champions, and
I mean we could probably list 10. We can list 10 right off the bat.
Yeah.
Don't tell me you didn't enjoy what you saw, because I know you did. What you need to do now, hit that subscribe button, hit the like, hit that notification button. Check us out every week, every Tuesday, something new for you right here on the Porter Way Podcast.